Um, when I was taught about the pipe, I was told that every time that I would use the pipe, I would give a story or a lesson. Um, and so this morning, before I left for here, on the internet, I received a message, many other people received it as well, from Mola, who is Grandfather Commanda's person who looks after him and cares for him, and sometimes will, because his voice is low, will speak up for him. And she sent this very nice letter, and I thought I would use it as the teaching today to start with the pipe ceremony. It says, "Greetings. A pray for the land event is planned on Sunday, January 30th, between 10 and 4 at Beaver Pond, Canada. An amazing campaign to protect the most ancient of spaces in the Ottawa River watershed, a precious, irreplaceable ecoforest and site of critically significant archaeological importance, of national relevance and crucial to the telling of the history of Canada, is underway in Ottawa. Amazing. Amazing because Grandfather Commanda sees, after almost 100 years, mainstream settler community members embrace Aboriginal people in a passionate joint effort to protect the peace of Mother Earth that they have become part of. These are not all environmental activists, though many are astonishingly knowledgeable about the rich biodiverse landscape, or have made it their jobs to become so, and they have the support of all the critical environmental organizations in the area. Most of them are just people from the hood. They are the folks who live here. They don't want to see what is really the precious commons ripped off from under their feet. Of course, this just makes some ponder more seriously Grandfather Commanda's views about land ownership. They are old, young, athletic types, disabled folks, photographers, teachers, students, archaeologists, botanists, public servants. Most of them work, yet over the past months and over the entire holiday season, they have worked tirelessly, non-stop, to launch this campaign to protect the South Mark Highlands. This is not the 9-to-5 job for them. They have those responsibilities beyond this, and families and health issues and isolation, which bring singular challenges. They are joined by folk from afar. They are passionate about the environmental stewardship. Activists are adamant that truths be heard and understood. At the center, the presence of the Algonquin of the Ottawa River watershed has grown even stronger. One of the Algonquin voices has contributed immeasurably to the growing awareness and understanding of the history of the area, and others to the deepening respect for the Indigenous prayer. The sacred fire has protected and comforted strangers. Tobacco ties bless the trees. Drumming haunts the air. And people look with new eyes at the forest. Leadership representative of the Algonquins from both sides of the Ottawa River have raised their voices individually and collectively for a thorough archaeological assessment of the area known as the South Mark Highlands. The invisible nation will be invisible no longer. The social landscape is shifting in Canada. Federal communications in the area of citizenship and immigration now note that 3 founding peoples of Canada, Aboriginal, French, and British, and advise new Canadians to learn about the Aboriginal peoples. It was after the United Nations Conference on Biodiversity in November 2010 that Canada and finally the United States signed the United Nations Declarations on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. And Grandfather's fans know who the spirit on the Peace Tower in the National Capital Commission's new sound and light show on the history of Canada now is. The City of Ottawa has already embraced the Indigenous in its presentation of the key of the city of Ottawa to Elder Commanda in 2005. It has expressed support for an Anishinaabe National Indigenous Center. It has seen the Indigenous voice at the heart of its Festival of Peace. As Gandhi said, "There go my people, I must hurry to catch up with them." He also said something about the salt of India. And finally, he said, "There is no way to peace. Peace is the way." Now you can guess how many times Grandfather made me watch that movie. Just today, Grandfather reminisced about unveiling the Human Rights Tribute on Elgin Street with His Holiness the Dalai Lama in 1990, when the Prime Minister would not welcome him here. The elder, holding the three-figure welcoming wampum bell, did. "We bless the stones with the prayer to have the same human rights as them," he said. And yes, this is 21 years later. But the journey into the future has begun. As global news illustrates, times are changing, and we all need to find new and creative ways to respond to the demands and priorities of the times. Bureaucracies must remain vital by attuning themselves to environmental and community realities of the times. And policies, programs, and legislation must serve the people. The regimes that stripped Grandfather of his heritage and the grand natural resources of his homeland must look afresh at history and find new pathways into the forest. It has not been an easy journey thus far, but this can be won, and we can win it for all. We ask you to join the courageous, educational, inspirational, and transformative campaign to protect the precious piece of Turtle Island from wherever you are. Send your message of support to encourage creativity, the engagement of the National Capital Commission, joint problem solving through a thorough archaeological assessment, and leadership to protect the Great Forest, and send this to the Mayor of the capital city, of Jim Watson, on Monday. Miigwech, take good care. Ramola. We come here and we talk to one another, and we're the converted. We need to go back and talk with our neighbors and friends. In coming here today, I thought, that thinking about Ramola's message is this is not just because this is a beautiful forest, a beautiful place to look at. If it was simply about aesthetics, there's lots of beautiful things to look at. But this is really about our relationship with the earth. We only have one life. The life that we